understand this, you no longer fear distance. You welcome it as part of the rhythm. You no longer fear silence. You embrace it as part of the music. You no longer fear detachment. You embody it as a form of love. And through this understanding, you invite the kind of connection where a man does not just notice your absence. He cherishes your presence. He longs for your return. And he holds the memory of you as something rare and irreplaceable. Confidence is not built in loud displays or constant affirmations. It lives in the quiet way you carry yourself, in the calm rhythm of your breath, in the stillness behind your eyes. When a man meets a woman who does not rush to prove her worth, who does not flood him with questions or explanations, he feels something different. It is not arrogance. It is a subtle certainty that she knows who she is. This kind of presence lingers long after words are forgotten. It is the scent of strength that cannot be faked. When you embody this silent confidence, you no longer compete for attention. You no longer chase reassurance. You simply stand and the world notices. A man begins to wonder what gives you this steady glow. His mind returns to you because your calmness opens a space inside him that restless energy cannot reach. He remembers your eyes because they did not plead. He remembers your voice because it carried no urgency. He remembers your smile because it came from a place of choice, not need. To live with this quiet strength, you must learn to hold yourself with gentle respect. It begins with the small decisions you make each day, the way you care for your body, the way you speak to yourself, the way you honor your own time. These choices create an inner foundation that no outside opinion can shake. When you show up to a meeting or a conversation from this place, you do not require constant validation. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have already chosen yourself. This is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are not desperate for approval because such people feel safe. They give without clinging, love without demanding, and walk away without bitterness. Imagine a still lake at dawn. The water does not strain to reflect the sky. It simply exists, and because it is still, the entire sky appears in its surface. Your inner stillness works the same way. When you cultivate confidence, you allow life to reflect back its beauty. A man senses this. He feels that being near you does not drown him in expectation. He can breathe, and in that breathing, he begins to value your presence more than words can describe. Yet confidence does not mean closing yourself off. True strength invites curiosity. When you are grounded in who you are, you do not fear being a little mysterious. You do not rush to reveal every story, every thought, every plan. You allow a natural unfolding, and this creates the kind of fascination that awakens desire. Think of a book whose first page gives away the ending. The reader loses the thrill of discovery. But when each chapter reveals just enough to keep the mind alive, the reader cannot put it down. In relationships, the same principle applies. If you explain every detail of your day, every emotion, every future intention, you leave no room for imagination. But when you share with grace and keep some parts of your life quietly yours, you ignite the beautiful tension of wonder. Mystery is not about playing games. It is about honoring the sacredness of your own inner world. You are not obligated to share every thought to prove closeness. You are allowed to keep dreams, fears, and plans that belong only to you. This privacy is not a wall, it is a garden. A garden needs boundaries to thrive. Without them, it is trampled and loses its magic. When a man senses that you guard your own garden, he approaches with more respect. He leans in to learn more because he cannot consume everything at once. He feels the weight of each moment with you because he knows it is a privilege, not a given. Consider the night sky. We return to it again and again, not because we can touch every star, but because there is always more to see. Your life can hold this same quality. by nurturing passions, friendships, and inner growth that do not depend on his involvement. You remain a universe that expands beyond his reach. He does not miss you because you are absent. He misses you because he senses there is always more to discover. His curiosity becomes a quiet longing that draws him back to your presence. But fascination fades when availability becomes excessive. Even mystery can lose its power if there is no balance. This is why quality matters more than quantity. A single encounter filled with genuine presence will outshine 10 moments of distracted interaction. When you give your attention, give it fully. Put away the phone, silence the noise, and offer the richness of your awareness. Let him feel the depth of your listening, the warmth of your eyes, the sincerity of your laughter. These are the experiences that carve themselves into memory. They linger long after constant contact has faded. When you focus on quality, you also free yourself from the anxiety of constant communication. You no longer feel the need to reply instantly to every message or to fill every silence with words. You trust that the moments you share carry their own weight. This trust allows both hearts to rest. Instead of exhausting each other with endless chatter, you create a rhythm where each meeting becomes a celebration. The gaps between encounters are no longer empty. They are alive with anticipation. Think of music. A beautiful melody is not made by sound alone, but by the spaces between notes. If every second were filled with sound, the music would become unbearable. The same is true in human connection. When you allow pauses, when you resist the urge to overfill, you create a pattern that the heart can dance to. Each interaction becomes a note. Each absence becomes a breath. Together they create harmony. A man begins to look forward to your presence because he knows it will be meaningful, not routine. He begins to miss you not out of fear, but out of appreciation for the rare quality you bring. This way of being requires discipline. It is easy to slip into overexposure. When feelings are strong, you may feel the urge to share every thought, to send constant reminders of your affection, to fill every gap with messages. But love does not grow in saturation. It grows in balance. When you feel the impulse to reach out unnecessarily, pause, take a breath, ask yourself if your action comes from joy or from fear. If it is fear, step back and return to your own center. Nurture your own life in the space between meetings. This self-nourishment is not a withdrawal from love. It is the soil that allows love to deepen. When you embody this rhythm, you become unforgettable without trying. A man carries the memory of your quiet confidence because it challenges him to rise to the same steadiness. He carries the fascination of your mystery because it invites him to keep exploring. He carries the richness of your quality moments because they stand out in a world of shallow interactions. Missing you becomes a natural response, not a forced reaction. It is the echo of a connection that honors both closeness and independence. In this way, you transform the very nature of longing. It is no longer a restless craving for attention. It becomes a gentle recognition of value. He does not miss you because you are absent. He misses you because the time spent with you is alive with presence. He does not miss you because you withhold. He misses you because you give wisely. He does not miss you because you are mysterious for the sake of control. He misses you because your inner world is endlessly unfolding. To live like this is to understand that love is not a constant flood, but a flowing river. There are bends and stretches, currents and still pools. You do not try to dam the river or force it into a straight line. You learn to move with it, to respect its natural rhythm. And as you move with it, you discover a deeper truth. The connection you create is not about making someone miss you. It is about inspiring them to cherish you. The missing comes on its own, like the tide drawn by the moon, inevitable and strong. because you have become a presence that cannot be replaced. A life that is deeply alive does not orbit around one person alone. It flows with friendships, passions, quiet rituals, and private dreams. When you create space for yourself, you build a sanctuary of energy that no one else can own. This space is not a wall against love. It is the soil that nourishes love. A man feels it the moment he enters your presence. He senses that you have a world beyond him, a rhythm that continues even when he is not near. This awareness does something powerful inside him. It wakes him up. He realizes that your connection is a privilege, not a possession. He realizes that your attention is a choice, not a given. In that realization, his appreciation grows. Missing you becomes natural because he cannot fill the gap with ownership. He must feel the distance and respect the mystery of your independence. This sacred space is not measured by physical distance alone. It begins within your own mind and heart. It is the way you protect your energy from being consumed by constant expectations. It is the way you choose to keep parts of your day, your growth, and your inner world free from the weight of someone else's approval. When you rise in the morning, ask yourself how you will feed your own spirit before you give to others. Maybe it is a quiet walk before sunrise, a moment of meditation, a book that challenges your thoughts, or a practice that strengthens your body. These actions seem small, yet they create a powerful message. You are alive for more than external validation. Your happiness is not dependent on a single person's attention. This message is not spoken, but it is felt in every interaction. When a man encounters a woman who protects her own time and energy, he feels a subtle tension. It is not rejection. It is the healthy resistance of someone who values herself. He cannot simply step in and take over her life. He must approach with respect, and in that respectful approach, desire grows. He begins to miss her, not because she hides, but because she shines in a space that he cannot fully claim. He senses that even when they are together, she remains connected to something larger, her own dreams, her own purpose, her own quiet joy. This realization makes every moment with her more vivid because he knows that her attention is a gift offered freely, never a debt to be collected. Balance is the key to this dynamic. If you give too much, the connection becomes heavy and predictable. If you give too little, it fades into indifference. The art lies in understanding contrast. Just as the eye needs shadow to perceive light, the heart needs intervals of absence to feel the depth of presence. Imagine a garden that is watered without pause. The soil floods, the roots suffocate, and the flowers wither. But when water comes in cycles, sometimes gentle, sometimes abundant, the roots grow stronger and the blossoms richer. Human connection thrives in the same way. The moments of closeness are nourishing, but the pauses allow appreciation to deepen. To practice this, notice the rhythm of your interactions. You do not need to announce every plan or explain every silence. Simply allow natural pauses. If he reaches out, respond with warmth, but not with constant urgency. If you share a wonderful evening, let the next day breathe instead of trying to recreate the same intensity. These small acts of balance are not games. They are respect for the natural flow of desire. The heart awakens when it is given something to long for. It sleeps when it is smothered. When you understand this, you begin to move with a quiet grace. You give fully in the moment, then step back and trust that the connection will call him forward again. This contrast does more than create longing. It strengthens the bond itself. When two people experience both closeness and distance, they learn to appreciate each other beyond constant presence. They build trust. They discover that love can survive silence, that affection can grow in absence, that passion can return after a pause with even greater intensity. This understanding creates a relationship that is alive, not mechanical. It breathes like the seasons, each phase preparing the next. But contrast alone is not enough. To make someone truly miss you, there must be a depth of experience that stays with them. Memories become the anchors that hold the heart. These anchors are not built from ordinary exchanges. They are formed in moments of true connection. A quiet laugh shared over an unexpected joke. A walk at sunset where words fall away and only presence remains. A conversation so honest it leaves an imprint on the soul. These are not performances. They arise when you show up with authenticity and attention. To create such moments, you must first be fully present yourself. Put down the distractions. Let your mind settle. When you are with someone, listen with your whole being. Notice the small details. The way light falls across his face, the sound of his breath between words, the emotions hidden in his silence. When you meet him with this kind of awareness, the encounter becomes unforgettable. Even if the meeting is brief, it carries a weight that lingers. Later, when he is alone, these impressions return to him like echoes. He remembers the way you made him feel, not through grand gestures, but through the rare quality of your presence. Presence is not about constant attention. It is about the depth of attention in the moments you choose to share. A single hour of true presence can outweigh days of shallow contact. The human heart recognizes this difference. It holds on to the memories that nourish it and lets the rest fade. When you give the gift of undivided attention, you create something that time cannot easily erode. This is why certain people remain unforgettable even after years of distance. They gave us moments of such depth that the memory itself becomes alive. To live this way, you must also cultivate your own inner life. Depth cannot be faked. It grows from a mind that explores, a heart that reflects, a spirit that is willing to feel. Read books that challenge you. Spend time in nature. Practice silence. Engage in activities that feed your curiosity and awaken your senses. The richer your inner world, the richer your presence becomes. People feel it, even if they cannot name it. They sense that being near you is not merely pleasant, it is nourishing. They leave your company more alive than before. This is the essence of emotional anchoring. A man who experiences this will find himself drawn back again and again, not because you demand it, but because the memory of your presence pulls him like gravity. It is important to remember that these anchors are not about control. You are not trying to trap someone with calculated moments. You are offering genuine experiences that naturally stay in the heart. The difference is intention. When you give from a place of manipulation, the energy feels heavy. When you give from a place of truth, the energy feels free. The other person may not consciously know the difference, but their heart does. True connection carries a lightness that invites return. In this way, space, contrast, and emotional depth weave together into a single flow. Your independent life creates the sacred space where longing can grow. Your balanced rhythm of closeness and distance creates the contrast that keeps appreciation alive. Your deep presence creates the anchors that hold the heart through every pause. Together, they form a pattern of love that is both free and powerful. A man does not miss you because you disappear. He misses you because your presence is irreplaceable, because time apart only sharpens the memory of moments that were real. He feels the difference between ordinary company and the rare experience of being with someone who lives fully, gives wisely, and remains rooted in her own light. This way of living transforms relationships. It removes fear and replaces it with respect. It replaces clinging with curiosity, pressure with anticipation. You no longer chase love, you embody it. You no longer beg to be missed. You create a life so rich, so balanced, so alive that missing you becomes the natural response of anyone fortunate enough to share even a small part of it. Self-respect is the invisible language that speaks before any word is spoken. It is felt in the way you walk into a room, the way you choose your words, the way you protect your boundaries without apology. When a person meets someone who carries this quiet strength, they feel a shift. There is no need for loud declarations. There is no need to demand attention. The very air around such a person says, "I value myself." This is not arrogance. It is the simple recognition of your own worth. And when you live with this recognition, every interaction changes. You no longer accept treatment that diminishes you. You no longer bend your values to win approval. You no longer fear distance because you trust the ground beneath your own feet. Respecting yourself begins in the smallest of choices. It is present when you keep promises to yourself even when no one is watching. It is present when you rest instead of chasing another late night message. It is present when you nourish your body, when you speak truthfully, when you decline invitations that drain your spirit. These small actions accumulate into an energy that cannot be hidden. A man feels it long before he can describe it. He notices that you do not cling to attention. He notices that you are not impressed by shallow gestures. He senses that being close to you requires sincerity, and this realization creates a subtle pull. He begins to value the moments he receives because he understands that your presence is a privilege earned through respect. Boundaries are the natural extension of self-respect. They are not walls to keep love out, but gates that keep love pure. A gate allows entry, but only with awareness. Without boundaries, affection becomes diluted. When you accept everything, even what hurts you, you teach others that your energy can be taken without care. But when you stand firmly in what you allow and what you decline, you teach others that your presence is rare. This teaching does not require harsh words. It lives in gentle actions. When someone crosses a line, you calmly step back. When someone offers less than honesty, you remain polite but unmoved. This calm firmness is more powerful than anger. Anger burns for a moment. Boundaries endure. Living with this kind of integrity naturally leads to a balanced exchange of effort. Relationships breathe when both people contribute to the connection. When one person carries all the weight, resentment grows and attraction fades. When you meet someone's effort with equal presence, no more, no less, you create harmony. If he reaches out with kindness, you respond with warmth. If he steps back, you allow the space instead of rushing to fill it. This balance is not a tactic, it is respect for the natural flow of energy between two hearts. It prevents the exhaustion that comes from overgiving and protects the quiet excitement that comes from mutual pursuit. Imagine a dance where one partner moves too quickly while the other barely takes a step. The rhythm collapses. But when each listens to the music and to each other, the dance becomes effortless. Human connection follows the same rhythm. If he invests time, you meet him in that space. If he pauses, you allow the pause. This does not mean you withhold affection. It means you give affection that matches the sincerity of the moment. Such balance invites deeper effort from both sides. A man begins to notice that when he leans in, he feels rewarded by your presence. When he withdraws, he feels the absence of your energy. This subtle pattern encourages him to participate fully because he knows that true closeness requires mutual movement. Responding rather than chasing allows attraction to grow naturally. It removes the heavy pressure that often suffocates new connections. You are not waiting by the phone, calculating responses, or trying to force outcomes. You are living your life. And when someone reaches out with genuine effort, you welcome it with grace. This openness feels refreshing in a world where many seek constant reassurance. It gives the other person space to miss you, to wonder about you, to feel the excitement of reaching out first. It gives you space to remain centered in your own path, which only deepens the respect he feels. Within this balanced exchange lies the quiet art of timing. A thoughtful pause carries more weight than a flood of instant replies. Silence, when it comes from confidence, is not neglect, it is anticipation. It allows emotions to settle and curiosity to grow. When you reply the moment a message arrives, you may satisfy the surface desire for contact, but you deny both hearts the pleasure of longing. A slow, natural response creates a gentle tension. It gives the other person time to feel your absence and to imagine your world beyond the conversation. That imagining is the seed of desire. This pause must arise from authenticity, not calculation. You are not delaying for effect. You are simply living. Perhaps you are reading, working, meditating, or sharing time with friends. Your life is full, so your replies follow the rhythm of real activity. This truth is what makes the pause powerful. It communicates without words that your attention is valuable, that you will share it when you are truly present. A man senses this difference. He does not feel manipulated. He feels invited into a life that already moves with purpose. Consider how nature teaches the value of timing. The moon does not rush to become full. The tide does not hurry to reach the shore. There is a cycle to everything: growth, rest, renewal. When you honor your own cycles instead of forcing constant availability, you align with this natural wisdom. Your conversations carry the freshness of the moon's phases. Your meetings hold the mystery of the changing tide. He begins to wait for your messages, not with impatience, but with a sweet expectancy. Each reply becomes a small celebration because it arrives with authenticity. Living in this rhythm requires trust. You must trust that what is meant to stay will stay. Even if you do not chase it, you must trust that genuine interest does not vanish because of a few hours of silence. You must trust your own worth enough to know that love cannot be earned through overexposure. This trust transforms the energy of the relationship. Instead of anxiety, there is calm. Instead of grasping, there is openness. Instead of fear, there is freedom. And freedom is where true desire grows. This way of being nourishes both hearts. You remain connected to your own life, feeding your dreams, exploring your passions, strengthening your inner world. He remains free to feel the natural rise of longing without pressure or guilt. Together you create a connection that is alive, not mechanical. There is movement, but there is also stillness. There is giving, but there is also receiving. There is speech, but there is also silence. Each element enhances the other. When you embody self-respect, balanced effort, and thoughtful timing, you no longer need to chase attention. Your very presence becomes an invitation. A man begins to cherish the moments you share because he knows they are born of choice, not need. He begins to value your messages because they arrive with intention, not obligation. He begins to miss you not because you disappear, but because the quality of your connection makes every absence meaningful. Such longing is different from the restless craving that comes from insecurity. It is a deep appreciation for the rare combination of strength and warmth, independence and intimacy, silence and communication. It is the recognition that being with you feels peaceful and alive at once. And when he feels this, he is drawn not by games or tactics, but by the natural gravity of a relationship built on respect, balance, and the quiet power of timing. Growth is the quiet revolution that takes place inside you when you choose to evolve rather than remain where you are. It is not loud or dramatic. It moves like a slow sunrise, spreading light across every corner of your life. When you continue to learn, to challenge your own limits, to refine your mind and strengthen your spirit, something remarkable happens to your presence. It begins to glow. A person who keeps growing carries an energy that cannot be copied. It is the light of someone who is alive in motion, someone who does not wait for love to give them meaning. This glow does not depend on anyone's approval. It is born from the choices you make every day to nurture your body, your creativity, your curiosity, and your sense of purpose. When a man encounters a woman who is evolving, he feels it immediately. He notices the way her eyes hold stories of new experiences, the way her voice carries insights born from reflection, the way her laughter sounds like a celebration of life itself. Her presence challenges him without a single word, reminding him that life is meant to be lived, not merely endured. He begins to feel drawn to her not only because of who she is, but because of who she is becoming. Her growth becomes a silent invitation for him to grow as well. This invitation cannot be demanded, it is simply felt. It awakens admiration, and admiration is one of the deepest roots of love. But growth is not only about achievements. It is about the courage to remain curious, the willingness to explore new ideas, the humility to learn from mistakes. It is about reading a book that changes your perspective, taking a class that scares you a little, traveling to a place that stretches your comfort zone, or simply sitting in silence long enough to hear your own thoughts. Each step of growth adds another layer to your character. It creates a richness that makes every conversation, every meeting, every shared moment more vibrant. When someone spends time with you, they leave feeling expanded because you are expanding yourself. This inner evolution naturally changes the way you share appreciation. Gratitude begins to flow not as flattery, but as a refined awareness of value. When you express appreciation for a gesture, a thought, or a simple moment, it carries the weight of someone who understands what truly matters. You no longer scatter praise to fill empty space. You offer it like a rare spice that enriches the experience. A single sentence of genuine gratitude from you can stay in a man's mind for days because it feels real. It is not a strategy to keep his attention. It is the reflection of a heart that sees clearly. In a world where attention is often cheap, measured in likes and instant replies, such gratitude becomes unforgettable. Imagine sharing a quiet evening where you look into someone's eyes and say, with sincerity, "I value this moment with you." No dramatic speech, no overindulgence, just a calm recognition of connection. That simplicity is powerful because it stands against the noise of constant validation. It tells the other person that your appreciation is not automatic. It is earned through presence and truth. And because it is rare, it lingers. This kind of gratitude does more than make someone feel good. It teaches them to value the relationship in return. When you notice small gestures, a thoughtful message, a shared laugh, a helping hand, you reinforce the beauty of mutual care. You do not demand grand declarations. You honor the everyday moments that build real intimacy. Over time, this creates a cycle of appreciation. He begins to notice your efforts as well, to thank you for the things that might otherwise go unseen. In this exchange, affection deepens without pressure. Missing you becomes more than the absence of your body. It becomes the longing for the warmth of your acknowledgement. Gratitude also softens the edges of independence. When you are growing and strong, it is easy to appear untouchable. But when you express sincere appreciation, you reveal a heart that feels, notices, and cherishes. This balance of strength and openness is magnetic. It tells a man that you do not need him to complete you, but you welcome his presence with joy. It shows that your independence is not a barrier, but a choice, and that within that choice there is room for connection. Alongside growth and gratitude lies the art of silent communication. Words are powerful, but energy speaks first. Long before a sentence is formed, the eyes have already spoken. The body has already signaled. The atmosphere has already shifted. When you understand this, you realize that some of the most meaningful exchanges happen without a single sound. A glance that holds warmth can say more than a paragraph. A pause that lingers can invite more intimacy than any carefully crafted message. A simple smile can disarm tension and create a bridge between two hearts. To master this unspoken language, you must become deeply aware of your own energy. Are you present in the moment, or lost in thoughts of the past and future? Are you grounded in your body, or rushing through the motions of interaction? Presence sharpens perception. When you are truly present, you notice the subtleties of another person's breathing, the rhythm of their movements, the quiet signals hidden in their expressions. You begin to respond not just with words, but with the softness of your gaze, the patience of your silence, the steadiness of your posture. These signals bypass the mind and touch the heart directly. Silent communication is not about manipulation. It is about authenticity expressed through presence. When your eyes meet, he's with genuine warmth. When your body relaxes into ease, when your breath flows naturally, you are telling him that he is seen and accepted without needing to perform. This silent invitation creates a sense of safety that words often fail to capture. A man remembers how you made him feel long after he forgets the details of what was said. He remembers the calm of your presence, the sparkle of your smile, the way your silence carried understanding. Consider how nature speaks without words. The ocean does not explain its depth. It simply moves, and we feel it. The stars do not declare their brilliance. They shine, and we are drawn to look up. Your silent presence can hold the same power. By simply being fully alive and fully attentive, you communicate volumes. You show that connection is not built on constant talking or endless explanations. It is built on shared awareness. When you combine inner growth, refined gratitude, and silent communication, you create a presence that lingers long after you leave. A man begins to think of you not only because of what you say, but because of how you live. He remembers the glow of your evolving spirit, the rare warmth of your appreciation, the unspoken language of your eyes. These impressions weave themselves into his memory, creating a tapestry of feelings that cannot be replaced. Such a presence does not chase attention, yet it is never forgotten. It does not demand affection, yet it draws affection naturally. It does not cling to the past, yet it leaves a lasting imprint on the future. By growing continuously, you keep the connection alive with freshness. By expressing gratitude in small but meaningful ways, you deepen the bond without suffocating it. By communicating through silent presence, you reach beyond words into the quiet space where true intimacy lives. This way of living transforms how someone experiences you. He begins to look forward to each meeting, not only to hear your thoughts, but to feel the energy you carry. He begins to notice the changes in you and to admire the courage behind them. He begins to crave the simplicity of your gratitude and the peace of your silent understanding, even when you are apart. These memories stay with him